Never knew spring could be so cozy and fun in Italy. So let's make another spring spread, this time combining it with some Parisian vibes. And if you would like to see how these fun pages come together, stay tuned. What's up everyone, this is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. As you probably remember, these were the last set of pages we did, and that video is already here on my channel. And I also brought in some 3D butterflies. I've done a couple of variety ones earlier as well, and I have a few pre-cut washi tape stickers from the washi tape shop. I have my usual tools, and this is my B5 journal, my daily journal. And I also have this black boxes sticker book from Plans. And my code Priya10 can earn you 10% off at the washi tape shop, Archer and Olive, Plans, Live Love Posh, and a few other shops. And this is the Venetian roll. And as you can see, there are a lot of the landmarks, some of the Italian ones, some of the landmarks, the vegetation. So you can see how easy it is to just pick it up and start building your pages, right? And I will link all the exact names of the tapes so you don't have to worry about memorizing them or anything. And I will have all the shops linked and all the details for you to go and shop if you are looking for anything specific. And I wanted to do a spring Parisian themed spread, and that's all I wanted to do. So I thought combining some of the different roles or different themes would make sense because the colors are very soft, very pastel, very springy. And I think the tree is perfect just there. And for the scissors, the tweezers, the paper clips that you see up there are all from Journal Say, and my code Priya can earn you 8% off at Journal Say. And both these shops, both the washi tape shop and the Journal Say, are both in Asia, but they ship international for free over 29 US dollars if I'm not mistaken. And you can usually stack my code if there are any sales happening at Journal Say. But for the washi tape shop, usually their discount is better. So in any case, I would appreciate it if you would consider shopping through my affiliate link, which would give me the credit. And I really, really appreciate every single one of you who does that, because it is a way of helping me out and my channel, and I also get to share a lot more of the products that I would love to with you. So I have some of the washi tapes from Planything, and I'm going to pick this softer pastel collection, and these are just stripes. And Planything does have their signature grid washi, but they are also expanding their collection of the pastel washi sets lately. And this was from one of the recent releases. And I'm not sure what is available when you go shopping, but please do check out the shop. They do have subscriptions that drop on the 1st of every month, 9 a.m. Pacific. And the April 1st one should be another cute one. So please check that out. And my affiliate link will be given for you if you want to check that out. And this might look a bit busy for you, but trust me, once it is all set up, you will see why I had been layering it like this. And I'm using my gyro cut to cut around the elements that are not straight. So this is the first Dutch door, which came out really pretty. That does look like an Italian vacation, the countryside. And I've been wanting to use these tapes yet again because I have not used these much. I did have a couple of spreads, a couple of Dutch doors, and also one of the Laurel Denis setups that I did here. And my code Priya10 can be used at Laurel Denis also. They just had their undated release. And if you've been wanting to try this brand, which is known for its super functional layouts, then I would suggest you check that release out. It did drop last week, so some items may be running low on stock, but it is the perfect time to test out the waters if you have been wanting to. And the undated ones are just so handy because you can start right away. You need not to wait for the start of the year, start of a quarter, start of a month. It doesn't really matter, right? You can start any time. And they even have two new layouts which are coming in daily planners. They are bringing their first set of daily planners. And I'm yet to receive my package. As an international girly, it is always a bit longer until the goodies get to me. So please stay tuned for my unboxing. I will have that as soon as I get hold of my goodies. So you can see how I'm picking the elements for the back page also. I'm trying to keep it as similar as possible because on a roll you have quite a few repetitions before you run out of it. It's quite a chunky roll. And since there is not a whole lot of symmetry involved, I think picking the same elements would be helpful. So I'm just using my tweezers, which I really find useful. Let me know in the comments if you are somebody who prefers using a tweezers or you prefer to just pick up the stickers with your fingertips or nails. Let me know because everybody is different. And I think that is our first Dutch door pretty much done. And I did not want to bring in too many bigger elements as yet. But I will because I want to bring in that girl because I want to combine the other tapes as well now. And I also thought that car would make more sense. And this is the next set of, the next set of decor for the top of the page. And those olives, I could have brought in another one at the back of this page, but I decided not to. Let's save some of that olives. And they do have some quotes also, which we will be bringing in later on. And I now want to bring in the script washi, which was also from the washi tape shop. This was from a couple of years ago. I'm not sure whether it is in stock because a lot of such things do sell out, but they do a good job at restocking some of the older favorite designs in a new revamped manner because some stickers used to be really glossy and I was not a big fan of the shiny surface, but they did a good job of bringing all those back in a revamped, softer matte finish. And you can see how I'm trying to line up that script washi right next to that Dutch door. And if you are somebody who's trying to get started with Dutch doors, I had shared 15 tips on how you can do so. I shared all the tips that I could think of or I figured while working with Dutch doors. And that is definitely a useful video. I have linked it for you to check out. And I want to bring in this roll now, and especially a couple of girls. And this is a nostalgic moments washi tape. And this is again pre-cut. And if you prefer the glossier finish, you have the washi tape version also. Sorry, the other way around. You have the PET version, and this is the washi tape version, which I personally love because of the matte finish. And we will also bring in some of those smaller decor elements. And that kitty cat needs to come. Yes, that definitely needs to come there, right next to that couch. And as you can see, it is a good size, just 1 or 2 girls per spread, and you will have a good statement piece right there. And we will also bring in some of those bigger butterflies. I did not want to go for an entirely floral setup, so that is why I decided to bring in some of these leaves and the twigs and branches and all those kind of foliage, which are on a softer pastel spring side. And we have some of those loose leaves and the smaller leaf clusters. And on to cutting around our next Dutch door. And this is again, you are trying to see what can be brought in to combine with the spring vibes you have going on. So this is a bit more of a cozy feel to it, a bit more of the indoor, but yet bringing in some of those spring cafes and the floral wines you may come across, not just in Paris, anywhere. Because spring is when all the blooms are starting to come out, and you have lots of pretty flowers, which could be wildflowers, it could be the ones that you planted, it could be any of that. So that is the reason why we have spring, which again, the warmer temperatures would mean more plants and flowers actually bloom and new sprouts come about. So on to the next side, and I'm trying to make sure it is straight. And I just use that scrap piece from when we ripped that script washi, you remember? That's the same piece, nothing more than that. So if you rip it organically, you have that finishing to the tape so that you can use it in such places. And I think it gives a bit of a depth, a dimension to your spreads when you do that. Let me know if you like ripping washi. I know some folks are not totally for it. Even I was not, but yeah, we've been taught not to rip our stationery, right? So I was very hesitant when that trend started in the planning and journaling community, but I think it is just a matter of getting used to doing it, and then you will see how much of a difference it makes in your spreads. And this is the next side, and I think I will limit myself to 2 Dutch doors, and let's hang some wall art just right next to that girl. That looks interesting, and maybe, yeah, we'll just trim off that excess washi. And yeah, if you like to see such creative ideas to try in your planners or journals, please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and you turn on the bell notification as well so that you can be sure you do not miss out on any of the videos coming. And let me know if you prefer shorter videos, as in like 30-minute videos, or you prefer long form videos over an hour or maybe longer than that, because I do see people who seem interested in longer 2 hours plus videos. So I'm just curious, because would you be somebody who watches it all the way through? I'm just trying to understand, because some people, even here, I had to speed it up just a tad bit, not a whole lot, but if I kept it raw, as in I can talk, but it may not be sped up at all, so it would be in real time. And if that's the case, would you be interested in watching, say, like a 2 hour long video? I'm just curious, because I do hear lots of people who say that they would be interested in watching long form videos. And I'm just trying to figure out what you would like, and adjust my content accordingly. And if you would like to have a say on my channel, you would like to come behind the scenes and all those interactive stuff that you sometimes prefer with content creators, please check out my membership options, and I can definitely have you give me feedback on my spreads, my behind the scenes, anything, all the mess that otherwise the social media does not get to witness, real life stories. And yeah, so let me know. And I really appreciate every single one of you who checks out those options and who decides to join me. And I'm trying to build a community there. So if you would like to support me, that's another great way of doing so. So if you're not sure what the membership option is, it's similar to Patreon, but it is here on YouTube and we get to hang out. So that is something I would love to incorporate. And that sense of community is big for me. So I'm trying to give you more of the real me. You get to chit chat with me and all those. And there are lots of perks that I provide. And I thought I would bring in some of those, but decided against it. So I'm trying to bring maybe one of those Ferraris. I like to think of it as Ferraris. I'm not sure it is, but it's Italian. So why not bring in that Ferrari? Or it could be any convertible for that matter. But yeah, let's bring in that car. Not entirely, but you can understand that it's a car. And we will also bring some of those indoor or outdoor plant arrangements. And I think I will limit the rest of the white space to whatever's there, but I'm not trying to overstuff anything, but I wanted a good mix of the elements, and maybe one more butterfly and we should be good, because some of these butterflies are like huge. And why don't we just throw in some of those leaves flying around? And yeah, that can definitely feel like spring. Let's straighten some of this at the bottom. And I like when there is like a full no white space situation when we look at it from the front. And And let me know if you use the scraps from the stickers or you just discard them entirely. For me, it would be a mix because sometimes I try and use most of the scraps. That is true. But if there is, oopsie, but if the space I have is not where I can use those scraps, then I obviously discard it. That was not bad. That was a good save. I rescued that sticker. And I wanted to bring that cafe right there. And I also want to maybe, you know what, I will use some of those loose flowers to create some additional flowers hanging from that cafe. And this one is the PET version, so that's why it's the glossier finish, but that's fine. I had loved when the washi tape shop had sent it over. And they have lots of new spring themed stickers. And I like when they have such variety, especially the characters or the different folks, human beings being illustrated. I think some of those are really cute. And they did have their newer set, which is more like spring themed. And they have the Morning Dew and the Misty Breeze, the new set of stickers, which are so cute. And by the time you see this video, the spring sale may have ended at the washi tape shop, but you can still avail that 10% off when you use my code. And this is again the leaves and the wreaths and the other foliage are all in a slightly bigger size. So I'm picking elements which are smaller, and some of those individual dried branches slash florals, those elements can be brought in, and I think I will move some of those to accommodate that wreath right there. And this is, yeah, that is so cute. And you have a lot of the decor elements, and I also would like to bring in some of the butterflies and the florals, and we also need some of that wall art. So why don't we just move the butterflies a bit, and the butterflies would still be visible even when you turn the pages of the Dutch doors. And what else? There are some of the quotes that I would love to bring in, and that scooter is something I would like to be showcased right next to the cafe. And yeah, it can sit right there. That's very, very, very much indicative of Italy, the Vespa or the scooter that they talk about. Growing up, one of my uncles had a similar two-wheeler. So I have lots of memories from my rides on this two-wheeler, the scooter. And let's use some of those florals here. And that bunny definitely needs to just plop right there next to the cafe. And that's a weird looking angle, but I think it's kind of cute sometimes, you know. And we have that scrap which we can bring in. Yeah, I think it can fit right there. And that is our left side, pretty much close to being done. And I think, yeah, that butterfly can sit right there. And And for this time, I think, yeah, we will try and bring in a few more elements. Maybe one of those bigger edge stickers at the top so that we can just finish off that top part entirely. Just trying to line it up against the top. That did come out cute. There is a bit of an overlap onto the wall hanging, but it's fine. And now what? Let's make some clusters, shall we? And let me know if you like to bring in clusters using just the boxes, or do you like to combine it with other deco elements like I do, or is it more just boxes, combining different boxes and different sizes? Because I know a lot of people like to do it that way and just not add more decor onto it. So that is, again, since we have lots of stickers, lots of functional boxes, why not bring them in? And this would be, yeah, this would be more or less some of the additional flowers, just loose flowers, not clusters or so. And for the second page, I think I will bring in similar boxes, but I think I will, yeah, the chair can sit right there on the box. Only now that I look at it, yeah, it is a bit crooked, but I had not thought so at that moment, so I never managed to fix that, which is okay, not a big deal. And let's make some clusters here as well. And this will turn out to be a much cuter cluster than I had thought, because I wanted to bring in some more bunnies. And yeah, let's throw that in. And maybe some of those twigs and branches and some of the smaller floral clusters. And it's a matter of trying to see where it will fit in. And I like when I can just use it as such, and I definitely want to use this set of the hanging vines and florals. I believe these are wisterias. Yeah, just something at the top there, not too much, but something next to that cafe. And I'm bringing in the next set and the last set of clusters. Let's put it vertically here. And this is going to be the next one. And let's bring in this cluster of bunnies, and they are so adorable. And I think they can sit right there across the page, and I will use that washi cutter to just make them sit snug against there so that it will not lift up. And that washi cutter is from Live Love Posh. And I think I will add a couple more elements and we should be done. And let me know how you like this. These are again slightly on the neutral side for spring. Definitely on the pastel side, but not quite those soft bright. These are more browns and more muted colors for sure. And please come follow me on Instagram. I do share more spreads and more sneaks, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and you turn on the bell notification as well so that you can be sure you do not miss out on any future videos coming. And if there's anything that you would like to see from me, say any particular size in the journals, I have a good mix of B5, A5, B6, A6, the pocket journal, lots of variety when it comes to the sizes, and it differs how much the look changes depending on the size of the journal. It's unbelievable, trust me. And it is another great way of branching out, getting different brands. And I know there are other additional brands out there. Say, Live Love Posh has dark root journals. They have it in the A5 only. So it depends on what you want. And I believe you need to just experiment and branch out a bit before you will know what size will be best for you. I'm just throwing in a few of those loose elements to finish off the spread. And hope you liked today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.